Miss Park.
All right, guys, good morning. We are going to get started with ELA first. We're going to be reading pages 410 to 415 in our little book, a reading writing workshop. If you have that, go ahead and take that out. After that, we're going to be working on our Your Turn book. Whatever time we have left, you guys will work on your 5 things. For math, we're going to be doing the last lesson in math today, which is 4-4. And then when we come back after lunch, I'm going to be meeting with ELD students and any student with missing work. So if you don't have missing work, you do not need to return. It's just going to be, I have a few more students who need to get caught up. So I'm going to be working with them after class. If you have questions about anything, you guys can come back. Yes, that's fine, Russell. That's fine, Russell. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with our reading.
Read.
Reread. As you read, you may not understand a word, phrase, or explanation in a story. Stop and reread these parts to be sure you understand. Find text evidence. I didn't understand why Fir Tree doesn't like his green leaves. I will reread page 407 of Why Fir Tree Keeps His Leaves to find out why. Tomato crops. The breeze blew and rustled their leaves. The shining sun warmed them. Then the first fall arrived. Farmer harvested what he had grown. Maple, oak, and elm's leaves turned beautiful shades of orange, red, and yellow. The leaves shone as golden as the sun. Fir Tree's leaves stayed green. Fir Tree complained to Mother Nature. "I don't like my leaves. I want them to change colors like my friends' leaves." "Be patient," Mother Nature replied. "You will learn your purpose." I read that Fir Tree saw the other tree's leaves changing colors, and he wanted his leaves to change colors. Theme. The theme of a story is the main message the author wants to tell the reader. To find the theme, think about what the characters say and do. Find text evidence. On page 407 of Why Fir Tree Keeps His Leaves, I read that Fir Tree is different from his friends. This clue gives me an idea about the theme. Graphic organizer. Clue. Fir Tree wants to be like his friends. Mother Nature tells him he will learn his purpose. Theme. It is okay to be different. Myth. Why Fir Tree Keeps His Leaves is a myth. A myth is a made-up story. Explains why things are the way they are. Has an important lesson or message. Find text evidence. Why Fir Tree Keeps His Leaves is a myth. I know the story is made up. Trees and animals cannot speak. I also know it is a myth because the story explains why a fir tree is evergreen. Genre focus. A myth usually explains the lesson at the end. The end of this story explains why the fir tree never loses its leaves. Context clues. To understand the meaning of a word you do not know, look at the other words in the sentence for clues. Find text evidence. I am not sure what harvested means. I look at the other words in the sentence for clues. I read the words, what he had grown. I think harvested means something the farmer did after he grew his crops. Harvested must mean picked or gathered. Farmer harvested what he had grown.
All right, the last page is going to be helping you guys with your paragraph writing. This is Andre. He's a second grader just like you guys. And his teacher had him answer this question. In your opinion, should Mother Nature have told Fir Tree his purpose? Use reasons from the text to support your claim. So he's going to start with his opinion, his opening sentence, his introduction. He organized his writing starting with a strong first sentence that states his opinion. I think Mother Nature had a good reason not to tell Fir Tree his purpose. Okay, you'll use words that will help with describing, which are adjectives. So he didn't want green branches. I used the word, he used linking words. He uses words like because to connect his opinion with details from the text. Fir Tree finally understood because he knew that he was not just different, he was special. And then also Andre leaves a conclusion. He writes a sentence to sum up his opinion. So let's go ahead and read what Andre wrote.
I think Mother Nature had a good reason not to tell Fir Tree his purpose. Fir Tree wanted colorful leaves like his friends. Fir Tree didn't understand at first why he was different. He didn't want green branches. Instead, he kept asking to be the same. A squirrel needed a tree to keep her warm. Fir Tree finally understood because he knew that he was not just different, he was special. He realized that Mother Nature was right. Fir Tree understood his purpose because he learned it on his own.
Perfect. All right, guys, we are going to work on our Your Turn practice workbook now. So go ahead and take out your Turn book to page 253. Okay, so Russell, okay, Google Classroom, I can send that to you. Okay, you might need to share your screen though. So let me pause my recording. So I did forget to record, but I already did my first read. So I'll give you guys a minute for, and I know that if you are in class, you've already done your reading. So during this minute, what you guys can do is you guys can start logging how many words you read in that minute, how many errors you had, and then your correct score. And then don't forget to put it in your fluency. Okay, your fluency scores can find in Google Classroom classwork, fluency reading scores Tuesday, okay? All right, I'm gonna start the minute timer. No, you don't have to do this if you've already done it.
It's like, I did my first read. Time for this.
All right, so now I'm gonna do my second read. The second time you read, you're going to cross out. You're gonna cross out, okay? Long ago, the city of Athens needed a patron, someone to watch over the city. There were two great beings who wished to be the patron. One was Poseidon, who ruled the seas. The other was Athena, who had great wisdom. I still don't know the words, I'm going to cross it out. Of Athens had to select one of these two. So we asked each one to give a valuable and important gift. gift to Athens. Your gift must be something useful for the city, said the king. It was Poseidon's turn first. He hit the ground with his spear, the long-handled blade he always carried. From the ground, a well appeared. Water began to flow. The king hurried to the well to taste the water. He found that the water was as salty as the sea. This will not do as a gift to Athens, he said. Next, it was Athena's turn. She also hit the ground with her spear. In that spot, she buried an olive branch in the ground to make an olive tree. The olive tree would give the people of Athens So I stopped at Athens. I'm going to go to the beginning of that line, which is 171, and I'm going to count on 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177, and I only made one mistake. So what is 177 minus 1?
176.
Very good. So that was my second read. So I'm going to write it there. All right. So now you guys are going to do your second read. Okay. Read as many words as you can. If you don't know a word, you can skip the word. All right. Ready, set, go. Time. Okay, go ahead and write down how many words you read and then add them to your fluency scores.
Ninety-seven words correct, 0 incorrect.
Nice. I'm gonna
Miss
give you guys
Park,
one more minute to finish up and then we're gonna get started.
Miss Park, which school do I pick up my Chromebook?
I already put the phone number to you, Russell. You're gonna
Okay.
call that number and they're gonna help you out.
Okay.
Gonna give you guys one more minute and then we're gonna, 30 more seconds and we're gonna read. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's read the questions first, and then we'll read the story again. What was Poseidon's gift to Athens? How did the king feel about Poseidon's gift? What was Athena's gift to Athens? How did the king feel about Athena's gift? And what is the theme of the passage? What is it mostly about? Long ago, the city of Athens needed a patron, someone to watch over the city. There were two great beings who wished to be the patron. One was Poseidon, who ruled the seas, and the other was Athena, who had great wisdom. The king of Athens had to select one of these two. So he asked each one to give a valuable and important gift to Athens. Your gift must be something useful for the city, said the king. It was Poseidon's turn first. He hit the ground with his spear and long-handled blade he always carried. From the ground, a well appeared. Water began to flow. The king hurried to the well to taste the water. He found that the water was as salty as the sea. This will not do as a gift to Athens, he said. Next, it was Athena's turn. She also hit the ground with her spear. In that spot, she buried an olive branch in the ground to make an olive tree. The olive tree would give the people of Athens food, oil, and wood. The king was very happy with Athena's fine gift. He stated, because you have given us this olive tree, I will make you the patron of Athens. Athena was pleased, but Poseidon was dejected at losing the contest. He flooded the land with seawater. Once he calmed down, he drained the floodwater away. So what was Poseidon's gift to Athens? So he gave a well, but what did the king feel about the well? And what kind of well was it? What kind of water was it?
The king didn't like that it was salty as water.
Okay, so he gave a salty well and he didn't like it. So he was maybe, what would be a feeling that you would say? Was he happy, angry, upset, sad?
Upset.
Upset. If you want to use complete sentences, you're more than welcome to. You could say Poseidon's gift to Athens was a well. However, the water tasted as salty as the sea. The king did not like it because he was upset because the gift was not useful to the people of Athens. They cannot drink salty water. What was Athena's gift to Athens? What did she give? Huh? What did Athena give?
She gave them an olive branch so then they can make it an olive tree.
Let's see. So she buried an olive branch, and when she hit the ground, she turned it into an olive tree. So she gave an olive tree. The olive tree would give the people of Athens food, oil, and wood, because olives you can eat. If you guys have ever had olive oil, a lot of your parents might use olive oil when they cook. It's a very popular type of oil. And then also the tree gives us wood. So the king was happy with Athena's fine gift. He stated, because you have given us this olive tree, I will make you the patron of Athens. So it tells us right there what he was feeling. How did the king feel about Athena's gift?
He was very happy.
He was very happy. So what is the theme of this passage? So the theme, if you guys remember reading, let me see if I can share this screen with you guys.
Theme. The theme of a story is the main message the author wants to tell the reader. To find the theme, think about what the characters say and do.
So what do you guys think the theme of this story is? So let's go back. Think of what the characters say and do. So long ago, the city of Athens needed a patron, someone to watch over the city. So there was two people who wanted to be the patron. It was Poseidon and Athena. And so the king of Athens had to select one of those two people. So he asked each one to give a valuable and important gift to Athens, because whoever was going to be the patron, whoever was going to be the patron of the city would watch over the city. So he wanted to make sure that they were able to give a useful gift for the city, right? So then who ended up being chosen? Athena or Poseidon?
Athena,
Athena. So why do you guys think the king chose Athena and not Poseidon?
because Athena grew an olive tree.
And so what was important about our olive tree?
It provides food, wood, and oil.
Ooh, so it's very useful. I like that, Jason. Thank you. So what is the theme of the passage? I would say it has something to do with the theme of the passage is that, we want to be helpful. We want to be useful. And so whoever watches over the city, they need to make sure that they are valuable and important to the city. So now a theme is usually something that we can relate to our own life. So like in Why the Fir Tree Has Green Leaves or Keeps Its Leaves, we learned that it's okay to be different. That's something that we learned. That's something we can take away. So what do you think the theme of this passage is? Well, we know that she gave a useful gift. So maybe what's something that we can learn from this story? Maybe it's important for us to, give useful and important gifts. Maybe for us to be helpful and to be valuable to other people. So for example, maybe like at home, you want to be important and useful. So maybe what is the theme of the passage? What is the main idea of the passage? What should we learn? To try and be important and useful. So like, for example, maybe like I ask you guys to write an essay. Okay, guys, we're going to be writing an essay. So make sure you guys are ready and prepared and you have all the tools. And then you guys come, and instead of bringing a piece of paper, you bring a little sticky note. And instead of bringing a pencil, you bring a crayon. Now, those are something that you can write on and something you can write with, but is that going to be useful if I'm asking you guys to write a whole essay, to write a whole paragraph?
No,
Why would a crayon and a little tiny sticky note not be useful to you guys if I'm asking you guys to write an essay?
the sticky note would be too small.
Nice, very good. Exactly. Okay, what about if I'm going to teach, let's say that your mom says, you know what, I'm going to teach you how to bake a pizza. We're going to be making a pizza today. So you're going to, and I'm busy. And your mom says, I'm busy. So you're going to go with your aunt or your uncle, and you're going to go to the store and you're going to buy some toppings for the pizza because I'm really busy today. So I can't go with you. So you go to the store and you try to think, you're going to put things on the pizza, and you decide you're going to buy chocolate. You're going to buy peanut butter and jelly. You're going to buy hot Cheetos, and you buy Sprite. And you bring those home. Now, are those, what do you guys think is going to happen when you go home to make the toppings on your pizza? Do you think you'll be able to make a pizza with those ingredients?
No.
No,
What are some normal pizza toppings that people normally put? Like if you go to like a pizza place and you ask, what would you ask? What would you put on it?
cheese and macaroni, and Parmesan cheese.
Okay, good. So
Pineapple.
pineapples, very good. So it is important to have useful and important tools when you guys are creating something, building something, doing something. Because just because you brought something, just because you might have brought some tools, it might not be exactly what is needed. Like Poseidon gave a well, but is anyone able to drink out of that well? No, you guys aren't able to drink salt water. You have to drink fresh water. If you try to drink the water in the ocean all the time, you will get very sick and you will get dehydrated because there's too much salt in it. So it's important that what you provide is useful. All right, guys. That is all I have for right now. We're gonna come back at 10:15 for math. So you guys have about 12 minutes to work on your 5 things. So I will share your 5 things. So you can go to Google Classroom, click on stream. And then right here, please bookmark our weekly schedule. Here's your weekly schedule for you guys. I'll put it in the chat. And what you guys are gonna do is you guys are going to work for the next 10 minutes. You guys are gonna work on your practice spelling and your practice vocabulary test. So you click on the spelling link. And then you click on your vocabulary link and you're gonna take those assessments. And then if you have time, you're gonna work on grammar mechanics. And if you did not finish your selfie writing, you're gonna finish your selfie writing. So here's your spelling test. Here's your vocabulary test. And then your grammar mechanics, it will be in McGraw-Hill under games. All right, guys, so go ahead and get those done. And then after you guys are done with your 5 things, you guys will get a PE break and then we'll come back at 10:15.